What's up, guys? It is I, Zarkon, aka 5th Rate Duelist, here with the world's best Slender player, Ryan Fletcher. He went undefeated in Swiss, in Swiss on YCS Costa Rica with Slender, and he got top 8 at that event, and he got top 4 at YCS Charlotte with Slender. And he's going to tell you all about himself after a word from our sponsor.
Fellow duelists, behold the next evolution of dueling, the Duel Disc. Who will accept this challenge?
And we're back. Welcome back. Ryan, will you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello, I'm Ryan Fletcher. As I just was so gracefully introduced as the world's best Slender duelist. I believe others might hold that title a little bit better than me, like Pascal Manigat or like Diego. But I will take the title until someone else forcefully takes it from me. Yeah, there's a little quick introduction.
Okay, awesome. So do you want to tell us more about your YuGiOh accomplishments? I only knew about a couple of them.
Yeah, I really don't have many. This has just been a really good year for me because I've been making the push more to travel. So I only have a UDS top 16 from like 2019. And I guess my biggest grinding achievement was creating Block BA, which my friends always love to throw in my face. That now that I'm playing Slender, it's just like my legacy used to be Block BA. Now it's I summon birds and put a barrier statue on field instead of comboing for 10 minutes.
Wait, what is Block BA?
Block BA is my ultimate baby of a deck. It is a Burning Abyss deck that only plays about 4 Burning Abyss monsters. And you spend a whole entire turn comboing with Block Dragon, all these Earth monsters to end on Avermax, the Deteriorated Beast, Block Dragon, and a Fossil Dyna to make sure your opponent cannot play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Ah, yes. Good old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Not super old school.
Yeah, 3 years ago, but...
I remember those days. Now it's like the opposite. It's just constantly playing on both people's turns. It's nice. I think.
Yeah, the deck definitely would not last nowadays because of like Droplet and all. Yeah.
Okay, great, awesome. So tell us, why are you a Slender duelist?
Yeah, this is actually a really funny story. I've always been a combo player, and back in February, I started playing the base deck at that YCS, and I just had a horrible time bricking. And I wanted to just quit Yu-Gi-Oh, but the Yu-Gi-Oh community I have is so important to me, so I wanted to stay with it. So I was like, you know what, Slender's cheap, I can borrow all the cards, and I just borrowed all the Slender cards from one of my friends and started playing it. Did well in March, and then April I got second place at a regionals, and then went to YCS Charlotte and got 4th. And honestly, probably could have carried it to first place, but I misplayed in top 4, but that's how it started with me and Slender. So I just kept on going with it. I'm like, wait, this deck's crazy. Wait, I'm doing really well with it. Wait, why should I stop? So we just kept going.
Okay, good. Is there anything about the deck in particular that you like besides that it was cheap?
When I actually got into it, I really, really loved how the deck is just like resource management, the deck. So it's like, if you're not really conscious about how like you're managing your resources, then you'll really get punished by it. So I felt very rewarded by the deck, that I could really take on a lot of matchups that maybe other people would shy away from just by having a really strong understanding of what every single card nets you. So I felt very comfortable with the deck, and I still do to this day. So like, I remember before Costa Rica, I was playtesting Tier Element the whole entire week before, and it took between like me playtesting it as Sala and Jesse sitting right next to me to be like, yeah, you know what, Tier's not right for me. If I have to rely on luck to become the better duelist in the situation, I might as well just play the deck that I know, which was Slender. So, played Slender, and I went undefeated in Swiss. So that's that story.
Okay, great. Before we go into it, have you gone to therapy to deal with the intense amount of ridicule you get as a Slender player yet?
No. Anytime anyone shits on Slender, it gives me life. It gives me energy. I love it when people are like just crap talking Slender all day long. I love it. Like I'm not your typical average duelist. I'm 6'3" and like 230 pounds with some good amount of muscle on my frame. So it's like all the crap talk comes online, and no one will dare like crap talk me in person just looking across me playing Slender, because you know I have an intimidating stature when I play, so it's always kind of funny.
Yeah, he's pretty ripped, guys. I would not mess with him. Well, I would, but I have poor judgment. So yeah, but we both play Slender, so it's all good. He was like my mentor in a way. So yeah, that's really interesting type of thing. I do like Slender quite a bit, but I mean, I like it because I think the cards are cute. Like,
That's true.
like I mean, it's like there's like this one bird, Fluanderies, that's just floating around, meeting all these other birds, and as you play the cards, you're going on a journey.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Right there.
That's a nice mat.
I love it.
Yeah. For those who are listening, he has an impressive light show behind him showcasing 9 different mats that he's won. So, looks real nice. Okay.
You can't see the green on top, unfortunately. The camera doesn't cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Cool.
Don't stare in the light if you're susceptible to seizures. I don't want to get sued, okay? This is not going to be another case of Pokemon, the Porygon episode. Like if you got that reference. Okay, so how'd you get into Yu-Gi-Oh? Have you been playing for a while? What got you into it?
Yeah, so I was one of the typical kids that watched the anime and then went to the mall the next day and picked up as many kind of structure decks or star decks as they could get their allowance money on. And this is actually a really funny story I always love to tell, is I just always hated reading as a kid and I never wanted to do it. And my mom actually got me tested to see if I was like slower than the other kids. And it turned out I came back as gifted. They were just like, yeah, he just doesn't want to read. I don't know what to tell you. And then I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh at locals, and I wanted to win. So I had to start reading the cards to get into it. Then I started reading, loved reading. So Yu-Gi-Oh is probably like the thing that really got me back on track and started reading. So I played as a kid, wasn't very good. Went to a local, was playing like Monarchs and like Teledad format. Never really took the game seriously. Quit in like 2009, came back in 2012, quit in 2014 because I was just playing a ton of Destiny. Came back in 2015, quit in 2017, got back in 2019, quit because of COVID in 2020, and then got back late in 2021 and just been grinding ever since.
Okay, cool. So a lot of breaks in between the game. What made you keep coming back to the game?
The community. All my friends play Yu-Gi-Oh, so it's like anytime I'd like check up on them, I'd just be envious. I was like, wait, I want to be playing right now. That deck looks cool. Or they just invite me to events and they'd be like, hey man, come to this event. I have a deck for you to play. And I never was that serious with the game, so it was just like I would go to events and maybe play like 1 or 2 rounds and drop, and then we'd like go out and have fun in different cities. And I never really ventured too much out of the YCSs that were close, to the regionals that were close, but it's always just the community in this game that's keeping me here. If I didn't have the community I probably wouldn't be playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I do like the community as well, even though I'm much newer to it. Like every not local, sorry, YCS I go to, I feel like I make more friends than I meet there that I already know, type of a thing. So I'm getting into it. I like it. I like the community a lot. So I'm glad that you have that for sure.
I'm even branching out more into like the upper echelon of the communities, like hanging out with Asala and Raph. Like I love Asala. I love hanging out with Raph. Like they're both just such fun people to be around.
No comment on Usala. He was on my podcast, so I support him for that. And Raph is a cool guy. So yeah.
I love Raph.
That's good. It's interesting because like I'm meeting all these players too that are like really good. And it's like, under what circumstances would someone like me happen to meet all these like good players? Like it's just weird that worked out that way. But like it's really good because I get a lot of good advice and I learn a lot too. So yeah, that's exciting. Okay, so let's talk about YCS Costa Rica. How on earth did you go undefeated with Slender in Swiss?
Yeah, a lot of it was just really strong playmaking. There were a lot of situations.
What's playmaking?
What was that?
What's playmaking?
Playmaking, like just really strong decision making throughout
Okay.
the tournament. It was sometimes carried by shifter some games, and other games it was not because I just shifter and they make the Gooska and I wouldn't have an out to it. So that was pretty unfortunate. But it's honestly perplexing me how I even went undefeated in Swiss because Flunder to me was never a deck I would ever go undefeated with. It was very rare I'd go to Lopez and just go completely like sweep it. Um, so I think, in all honesty, it was just my day with the deck because I did just play in the remote duel YCS, and I got ratioed a couple times. Like I got destroyed. Like I remember my shifter got gammaed, my Eaglin got orange light, and then I passed, and the guy just activates Instant Fusion. So like that guy was just having the day of his life, and I unfortunately had to play against him. So I didn't really see too much of that. There were a couple of times where like my opponent would mill like 13 on my first turn, and I'd still be able to play through it. So that was pretty cool. But other than that, I think it was honestly just my day.
Okay. Were there any matchups that you struggled against, or was it pretty easy overall?
Um, Two element was kind of scary a lot of times because it literally did just kind of feel like whoever won the die roll and opened up better would just come out on top. One of my sprite duels I played against the last round of day one, he opened up very well and he was very good with the deck. So he definitely scared me a little bit. He was very conservative the way he played the deck. He had Imperm in his opening hand and just decided to hold it for the barrier statue on his turn so he could try and make plays, which is definitely a correct play. Instead of just trying to be like, put me on, better have advent or not. So I think that was really good. So he definitely was making me sweat a little bit. I don't think there was any matchup that I truly just was super unprepared for. So I think the deck, like I said, just played extremely well the whole entire weekend.
What kind of decks did you play against?
So I played against in Swiss 5 tier element, 3 sprite, and then 1 flunder. Which also is still kind of funny to me too, because if you take a look at my bracket, over half my bracket made top 32 or higher. So the Flunder guy, ironically, played round 2, got I think top 16, and then obviously I played Pauly the last round, and he got second place. But I think in the top 32, I played against Stun, which definitely caught me off guard, but I got that one. I had a really cool play against that, which I love talking about. He goes, game 3, I have unexplored winds up and map and impin. And he goes, normal summon inspector border. And I go chain map or activate map. And then I chain advent. And I banish a bird, add impin, tribute off my impin and his inspector border. And then just start playing from there. It was such a cool play that I love doing because it doesn't really happen too often where you're able to just normal summon impin off map. Because all it requires is just a Flunder monster being normal summon. But yeah, that was probably one of my favorite plays throughout the weekend.
Okay, cool. I like that. Let's see. And then yeah, so it doesn't seem when I was at Costa Rica, I played like 3 Slender or something. And I wasn't very good with the mirror match, so I think I lost all of them. We're not gonna talk about my experience at Costa Rica now that I think about it. We're just gonna focus on Ryan's experience. That's good. So like, how did it feel to like go undefeated at Swiss? Like, I'm assuming you hadn't done that before, right?
Yeah, no, that's the first time in a YCS I've ever gone undefeated. And I had people in my ear telling me I should be careful of the curse of undefeated. Like, it was one of those things that I just wanted to go undefeated so badly that I just face checked the curse. And I really, really, really wanted that undefeated YCS win because you can't really name that many people off the top of your head who have that undefeated YCS win. So I really wanted that, and sadly it just wasn't meant to be. But it was a really cool feeling. To the point, I remember my friend Alejandro was there with me the whole entire weekend. When I went undefeated day 1 in Swiss, I told him, please don't tell anyone. Like, don't let this be known. I don't want to jinx it. And thankfully, I just needed the next 2 rounds after. So, yeah.
Okay. I like it. That's good. What was it about your Flender build that made you stick out from other Flunder players?
Definitely the double Ryza. The double Ryza was like the creme de la creme, the cherry on top, the absolute like best thing about the deck, because it was a situation, if I lose the Ryza in the mills, it's really unfortunate. It's really hard to play without it. So there were so many times I would just summon a Ryza, leave it on field, and then my opponent would be like, well, he doesn't have a Ryza left in deck, so I'm good to make this play. And I just Ryza again. It was just, it really put me very far. Even in the Flunder mirror match, he definitely thought I was out of a Ryza, and I just Ryza again. So it was really good.
Okay, cool. I like that. Yeah, I mean, I know that OCG played 2 Ryza, like that's like their standard. And I remember I was asking my friend, I was like, why don't people do that in TCG? Like, why are people playing like just 2 Empen and only 1 Ryza? And he was like, well, it just, makes sense here. It's different. And that turned out like, no, like the OCG was correct. Maybe we should have been listening to that the whole time. We being me.
I mean, for a while, it just wasn't the right time for it. Eventually, I think the stars aligned, but I'm still. Oh no, wait, Caesar, the guy who got second place at YCS Remote Duel, he had 2 Mega Ryza in his main deck, so I guess that stuck with him. So that was cool to see.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Maybe he saw your build.
He also got top 16 at Costa Rica, so maybe.
Oh, he was there too?
Yeah, he did very well. I think he has 4 tops with Flunder this year. So, well, of course this year. Flunder hasn't been out that long. But yeah, I think he has like 4 tops with Flunder, so he's definitely a very good duelist as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like, I really like the deck, but there were a lot of times, like, going second where I just couldn't win. Like, even if I drew my board breaker cards, like, I just couldn't win. I became so frustrated with it because it's like, I literally don't think there's anything I could have done differently. I just couldn't break this board. Type of a thing. So I don't know how you did it. Yeah. But, that's cool. I like Flunder. Are you going to keep playing Flunder, or are you going to move on to something else?
I'll probably keep playing Flunder until someone probably rips the deck out of my hand. I don't really see, like, Photon Hypernova really ruining Flunder's odds and playing against Kashtira. But, I mean, more testing is required. I haven't done much testing against that deck. And there's really not many events right now. Like, there's YCS Mexico in February, which Photon Hypernova will be legal for. And then after that, it's, what is it, YCS Las Vegas. And that's all the YCS has announced besides, like, the remote to YCS in Latin America. So I'll probably honestly take a little bit of a break right now from Yu-Gi-Oh! And pick it up back in, like, early or late January. Because I've just been playing a ton of One Piece with my girlfriend, so.
Okay.
On a different card game at the moment.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I wanna play Kusir real bad, and like, because like we already know what cards are gonna come out, I wanna like learn it now, so by the time it comes out, I know it real good. That's my plan. But like, Kusir is kind of like Flunder in that it's like really annoying for the opponent, and like I like pissing people off. That kind of makes my day, which is why I like Flunder so much. And it's like, okay, Kusir is the next thing to piss people off. So, yeah, let's do it.
Oh, for sure. People lose the mental game so quickly against Flunder. It cracks me up. Like, you could have situations where maybe you probably just weren't going to win, but, like, people were just conceding way too early.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I say that happens to me, but I think you have a more commanding presence, so it's like, oh, he knows what he's doing, whereas people kind of bank on me messing up.
Yeah, it's like packed in top 8. He made this really, really bad play, and like I think he was just so upset that he made it, and then also I was starting to play again that he just conceded on the spot. So like that's a perfect example of a person just losing the mental game against Flunder just very quickly.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of hate for Slender, which like I don't know. I don't think it's fully justified, but I don't know. The more people hate my deck, the better I feel about myself. So why does it matter? You know?
I love it.
Yeah, but like it was like when I started playing Slender like on stream and stuff, Like, the number of comments that were, like, hateful towards me because I'm a woman went down, and then the number of comments that were hateful towards me because I play Slender just shot up. It was, like, every day it'd be like, effing Slender player, God, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I have no problem with this. Like, this is a step up, in my opinion.
No longer getting trash talked for being a woman, just playing Slender. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm like, do I deserve it? Maybe. But, I don't know. Trash talking makes me feel alive. Like, I really like it. I like doing it for fun. Like, I wouldn't really trash talk someone, like, out of malice, because that's not fun. But, it's funny when people trash talk me out of malice. So, yeah. That's also why I have such a popular Twitter, because I get trash talk a lot. So, yeah. Chat says, best Slender player, let's go!
Is that for you or me?
No, for you.
Oh, let's go.
Because you're the best Slender player. That's what the title is.
Oh, the best Slender duelist?
Yeah. I'm like the 69th best Slender duelist. Or maybe the 420th. Hey, Smitty.
There you
go. Okay, so what is the best advice you've ever received when it comes to the game of Yu-Gi-Oh?
I still always love the Jarrell Pro Winston quote of, if you have to read your opponent's cards, you're already losing. Anytime you enter a tournament, you really should know everything about all the decks, about all the interactions. A thing I always say a lot is just anytime you're going to pick up a deck and start learning and start playing it, just really try and understand what every single card nets you. Like, understand the absolute, end result of everything a card will give you, and it'll carry you so far in terms of, like, deck building, because then you'll understand where the weaknesses, where the strengths are, where you need to focus, and probably just those two tips.
Okay. Yeah, I think, like, that's a real tough thing for me, is, like, the preparation component and just, like, knowing everything. Because I feel like there's not enough time for me personally to be able to, like, learn every deck, learn what every card does, learn every interaction. Like, not just because, I work, like, 2 jobs. I have cats and streaming and content and crap like that. But just, like, they don't give much time sometimes. Like, there was YCS Minneapolis where, like, a set came out. So I spent, like, a bunch of weeks, like, learning that. And then YCS Pasadena was 2 weeks later, and a new set came out. So you only had 2 weeks to learn everything, and I couldn't do it because I just can't. I can't learn that fast. I don't have that time or capabilities. So I feel like that's, like, a huge challenge for me, is just, like, feeling ready for an event, because I don't feel like I have enough time. And it's also hard because, like, I know a lot of good players, but, like, very few of these good players will actually play with me. So, like, I don't actually have, like, many people to test with that are, like, necessarily, like, high quality partners type of a thing. And so, like, that's just a big challenge.
No, I feel that. I definitely understand that. Minneapolis and Pasadena were very daunting in the sense that they had 2 massive set releases. Like, a lot of times, like, it's crazy in retrospect how massive Power of the Elements, Darkwing Blast, and Magnificent Mavens were on the meta, because they were just format warping. They released cards that were, you really had to be prepared for. And plus, going back to the thing you were talking about with, like, the high-end players, it cracks me up that, like, I don't bother reaching out to really any of these players outside of, like, going to events and, like, being in the events. I'll maybe talk to Raph every now and then, just seeing what's going on with him. And then also asking him to ship my stuff that I buy off Card Market, and he's too lazy to do that. But I usually just keep the same testing circle that I've had for quite some time, because it's done me well. I probably should reach out to them to see, but I'm sure they get bothered enough, so I'd rather just keep the friendship, like, for events only.
Okay, that's fair. Then how do you practice? Do you use DB, or, like, where do you get your practice from?
Trying to just play in as many events as I can. just a lot of the times, like, the remote duel regionals were a lot of good practice for me because it gave me insight into what other people were playing, what other people were thinking. And then sometimes showing up to locals, it'll be good. In Florida, there's a lot of times you'll have like larger scale tournaments. Like there's a PS5 tournament this week and I'll be going to. They kept doing like the 3v3 tournaments at versus games that draws a large crowd. So Florida at least has a lot of large events that they're like worth going to. And Florida has like a ton of great players. So like, iron sharpens iron. You'll just keep like going to these events, you'll remain consistent, and naturally you just get a little bit better each time. I mean, hopefully.
Yeah, in theory.
Yeah.
I was getting better with every YCS. Like I went, like the first YCS I did real badly. I played pranks, I wasn't really ready for it. And then at Mini I went X3. So I just played tier and I lost to 3 Slender and then I won 6. Yep. And I was bounty, so I just like won all these packs. And then I was like real close to making day 2, but I know you can't top with X3, so it didn't matter. So I was like, nice. And then for YCS Pasadena, I went X3 with Slender. And I played 6 tier, I beat all 6 tier. And then I lost to Sprite, Exo Sister, and like branded, bisted something. So I was like, okay, well, at least I didn't do worse than how I did at Mini. And then we don't talk about Costa Rica, because what happens in Costa Rica stays in Costa Rica. Yeah.
Funny. That was my same experience in Minneapolis. I went 5-0 to 6-3.
Oh my
and
god.
It was very upsetting because I finally got a loss against Sprite, who won the die roll, opened up insane all 3 games, and eradicated me for my life savings game 3. And then I lost to Marine Cess, which the guy put in Raigeki game 3, and it was going first. And he Raigeki'd my field of double Impin, Statue, Rabina. Yeah, so I was not ready for that. And then the very last round, I played against Runic Sprite, and game 3, once again, he just eradicated me for my whole entire life savings, and I went from 5-0 to 6-3, and that's how it goes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tragic.
I think my goal for the next YCS is to at least make it to day 2. I think I could definitely make it to day 2. I also do think that someday I can top a YCS. I think I definitely have the capability. It's just I need like the time and like the resources and the comfort with the game. But
and
consistency, yeah. Like the hard part is I get a lot of my training at locals because my locals is like pretty competitive. Like most people play meta, so at least you get like a good idea of what's out there. But like with Minneapolis and Pasadena, the cards weren't out yet. So, like, I couldn't practice at locals because the cards weren't out. And so I didn't go to locals for a while. And, I just need to go to locals. That's something that's, like, helped me a lot. So, yeah. Yeah. But, I don't know. I guess that's just how Konami works. But, I mean, there was a time when I didn't pay attention to set releases at all. So I never really knew what cards were coming out. And then I would just be very confused when they came out, so it's good that I'm looking ahead. And that's why we're gonna play Castira.
No, it definitely is. I was sitting with my friend last night, and we were going through all the cards in Photon Hypernova that weren't Castira, and I was just, like, reading a lot of them. I'm like, what is this set? Like, I was just like, is there anything in this set that's actually good other than Castira? And this set is just, like, it's a lot of random legacy support. It's so weird. It's such a weird set.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm excited. And then I'm just waiting for Magdamut to get hit so I can play Drytron again. Because that's my deck. My Drytron deck. Yeah. I feel like if like we had YCSs when Drytron was a thing, I think I definitely could have topped. But, I also was like really, really new at the game and it was my first combo deck. But like if for some reason I could play Drytron now and it was like a viable deck that I think I could totally top with it. But, you know, there's Bistids and a Shizu, so that's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, that was when Master Duel came out. I tried to get my girlfriend to play, and I was like, "Here, play Tron. This deck will blow your mind," because they had Ava, and they had Herald of Ultimatus. So it's like she would just sit there and be like, "This deck's legal." I'm like, "Yep, have fun."
That's cute. I
Yeah,
do love me some Drytrons. Yeah. I know I learned Drytron on a plane. Like, I picked up Drytron in like June or something. And then I got last place at 3 locals, and then I flew to New York, and for 6 hours I did Drytron combos on the plane, and then I got second place out of 200 people. And that was like sick. Yeah, and that was my first non-locals tournament. But yeah, it was nuts. I won a lot of stuff, and then that's whenever my name started to get out there. But then I haven't done anything notable since then, so my name is gone now. So yeah.
It may just be you don't have a deck you're truly like passionate about, like Drytron. So, I mean, maybe once you find another deck that you're passionate about, maybe the high level tops will start flowing in.
Yeah, like that's the thing. There was a competitive player who shall be unnamed, but I'm sure you can figure out who it is, was saying, like, because I said this, I was like, I just need a deck I can jive with, and I know I can do well. And he was like, you shouldn't think that way. You should learn how to play every deck like the rest of us. Like, we don't think that way. But it's like, you don't understand. Like, it's not easy for me to jive with, like, every deck. Like, it's like when I have a personal connection to cards. I know that sounds like something out of the anime, like, having a personal connection to cards, but if I have that, like, I shine. Like, I won thousands of dollars in prize support with Drytron. Like, I love that deck more than anything in the world. So, yeah.
I completely agree with you. If I had to play whatever the best deck was, I wouldn't be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I play what I want to play. And that just happened to be Slender. One of my friends is making a joke about it where it's like, other people play the deck because they get Shifter Berry Statue Pass. I play because I love interacting with the small birds, making these big impin monsters and everything like that. And even going back to what you were saying, like connection with cards. Like, I remember when I played Block BA, I wanted a different language block dragon for each one I had, just so each one could feel different and special. Aww. So I definitely felt like it was like, I definitely had a connection with the deck. I loved playing it. Same thing with Slender. I have a connection with the deck. I love playing it. I'm not going to play tier unless, someone forces me to do it. Then I guess I'll bite my bottom lip and, get through with it. But other than that, it's play what you like. You don't have to be playing at the highest level all the time. You can have fun.
Yeah.
It's almost sometimes like a foreign concept, but
Yeah, I think like that's like the weird thing is, look, I'll hang out with like really good players, but then like the people in my Discord and on my Twitch and stuff like that are like casual players like me, or we're trying to get more competitive, and it's just like a different world sometimes, like different outlook, and I don't know how to do that.
It's one of the things I was sad about Mystic Mind leaving is that it was the gateway card into Yu-Gi-Oh! For so many people. Like, so many people at my locals after, like, coronavirus kind of winded back and, like, restrictions were calming down. They got into it because of Mystic Mind. So, oh, there's a cat. They would show up, like, a Mystic Mind Exodia deck or Mystic Mind Burn, and then they learned that it's just, like, not cool to play those decks. And then they, like, play other decks. So it's like, it got them into Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's cool with me. But I totally understand why it had to go.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think about the OCG gutting Slender to death?
I wouldn't even call it gutting Slender to death. We lost Barry's statue, but I think the deck's more playable. Like, it definitely is extremely playable without statue. Like,
wait, isn't map at 1?
I believe so, yeah. But it makes it a little bit harder in the sense that your impin may not be resolving as often. You may have to start playing other cards to make sure. But, like, it's it definitely is a little bit more difficult with map at 1, but I think the deck's still very playable, just because also Shifter's a card.
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what deck plays Shifter?
Castro?
Kastira!
Yeah,
I can't wait to, like, just ruin people's days, block out 4 of their zone, Shifter them,
yeah.
and then they activate Book of Moon. But it's okay. Like, I felt, like, really good, because, like, I actually played, like, 10 years ago for Dragon Rulers, but, like, I just played with a Gravekeeper structure deck, because I was, like, too broke. I couldn't afford any good cards. So I didn't play for very long, because it's very difficult to play with, like, a structure deck. And I think I got second place at locals on a Saturday once, and that was, like, the highlight of my life. But, like, like, someone was telling me that, like, Kasira loses to, like, Book of Moon and Book of Eclipse. And I was like, you know, there's this card that we used to play back then called Forbidden Lands. That, like, you know. And then the guy was like, no, that's an excellent idea. That's, like, what people are playing. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my keyboard tray just split in half. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on a second. My cat just did something. Okay, it's fine. We'll continue. Okay. Oh, I see what it did. Okay. Alright.
Yeah. They do play Lance over there. They also play Saravis to turn off the ability to be targeted or negate the targeting from, like, Book of Moon. I know of the Flunder list that won the YCS over there. They were main decking Swords of Concealing Light, which is crazy.
Swords of Concealing. Is that the one that Book of Moons everything or something?
Yep. And they can't be flipped back up for, like, 2 turns.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so grab your Swords of Concealing Light now.
Okay. Does it flip yours too, or just the opponent's?
It should just be the opponent, but I mean, either way, you could activate it while your cards aren't on the field. I'm pretty sure it's the opponent, though. Let me double check. Swords of Concealing Light. When this card, change all monsters your opponent controls with face down defense. Yep. And they can't change them until the card's destroyed.
Oh, I think I've seen that card before.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the guy who got first. I mean, they also do best of 1 format over there. So I mean, like, it maybe makes sense, like, why it was so good. So you can't really take it for much. But I mean, the idea could still be potentially translated over here.
Yeah, that's why I was like, Lance would be nice.
Yeah, it would be.
But that was probably, like, the only time where I've had an idea that someone agreed with me. And, like, most of the time my ideas are really bad. Like, the one time my idea was good and everyone said it was bad had to do with a more factor pain. Like, I read that card because I was, like, going through my bulk and I was like, bro, this card's insane. And everyone's like, nah, it's really not. It's really not. And I was like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah. So I dropped it. Then months later, a more factor pain Tron tops. And then they come out with the skip your turn Tron using a more factor paint. I was so pissed. I was like, that could have been me. That could have been me. But what can we do? To be fair, most of my ideas are bad.
Circle of friends for Yu-Gi-Oh! Anytime anyone tells me an idea, I try and be realistic about it, but I'm always, at the end of the day, there's no such thing as a bad idea. I mean, all we gotta do, like, if someone's even more adamant about something too, I'll be like, all right, fine, we'll test it. We'll see how it is, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, that's probably the correct thing to do. This is, I was much younger and had even less confidence type of a thing. So, I think I'm gonna stick to my guns. I think I'm gonna try Forbidden Lance. I'm feeling it. Because that's the only thing. Droplets and Dark Ruler don't do anything. Like, you basically just have to remove the monster. So, Raigeki, Book of Moon, Book of Eclipse, Swords of Concealing Light. Mm-hmm. No, Forbidden Lance. Wait, does Forbidden Lance stop Swords of Concealing Light?
Yeah, it makes the monster unaffected by spell/traps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, you're on the right page.
Yeah, but
Yeah, no, I can only imagine activating Swords of Concealing Light, feeling like looking at my opening hand, being all like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna win this, and I activate it, my opponent goes Forbidden Lance. I'd definitely be like, no freaking way. Be funny.
yeah. If only there was a way to search it, that would be nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I even sat there yesterday going through all of the ranked 7s. Just being like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Is there a negate in here? I read through every single one. And like, even my friend was like, no, there's no negates, you know, but I didn't care. I read through them anyway.
Yeah, there's obviously Diabolus, a Mind Hacker. I'm not sure if there's like anything with Draco Sack you can really do. So you know, with like Draco Sack, you make 2 tokens, make Cherubini send something. I'm not sure there's any cool like link climbing plays. So
I think it's
someone out
just
there
the pop stuff.
Yeah. Tragic.
Oh man.
Busy again?
We have someone in chat saying I said green light and tier and everyone shit on me, and then some dude played in a tier at my local saying the theory was good, Ryan, when it resolves. That's
Wait,
impressive.
green light?
That's
Wait, Herald of green light?
Yeah.
What?
I
mean, it probably. It seems interesting.
I'm trying to think.
Can't stop Dark Ruler, but Dark Ruler doesn't really like do much against Tier Element. Stops Necker Valley. That can be hot.
Yeah, and I mean it's more ways to get the fairies to the graveyard.
Yeah, that's true. It could be good. It comes ulti as well, and it looks amazing ulti.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, I think it's from Enemy of Justice.
Oh, nice. I really want ulti orange lights, but I don't want to spend $150.
Oh, they have to be cheaper now, yeah, since it's at 1.
I was hoping that the price would go down and then I would buy some.
Let's see, Herald of Green Light.
Smasher, Planet, Starter. Yeah, well, the more I think about it, I feel like every deck has spells that are annoying. Like Slender has all those stupid pop cards.
It's like $70 for a first set green light. Unfortunate.
Oh man.
Let's see how much orange light is. Orange light is $60.
Oh, that's
you get
good.
a French light for $60. That's not bad.
Okay. I'll see what's up. I'll see how much I raise in January for my I'm doing a fundraiser for YCS, and then my friend is gonna match every donation up to $2,000 and donate to the National List of Mental Illness. And if you would like to be a guest on the stream, you are welcome. We can have. I'm looking to do as many post photon hypernova duels. I also want to do a podcast with like pro players. I did that. I had like Raph, Cody, Elise, a bunch of other people, but I don't know. I'm too nervous to ask like a lot of people to be on my stream, so I just kind of hope that maybe our paths will cross someday. But yeah.
Yeah, let me know when you have Raph on. I'll definitely hop on the podcast if you can get Raph.
Okay, I can get Raph. Raph's nice. I love Raph. He's such a nice guy. He's like always been very nice to me from day one, except when I beat him. But that's okay.
You don't talk about that.
Yeah. He has talked about that?
No, he's never mentioned it. But I always just love trash talking Raph. We play a 2012 format all the time. And it's always so funny whenever I play with him because he plays so slow and he makes like takebacks. And then the second I take maybe 5 seconds on my turn, he just starts slapping the top of my deck saying, let's go, come on. It's so funny. We should go back to, I think that's what we did, the the Sunday night, well, after Jesse won, we were in Raph's room. We were playing 2012. My friend Alejandro put on Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, and I was just sitting there talking to Asala, playing Raph. Paulo was on the other bed, and then Jesse was just walking around the room talking. So he just had Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds playing instead of him doing like anything to celebrate. I think they went to a nice dinner, but it was just funny.
Oh, that's sweet. That sounds like way more fun than what I did. But we don't talk about it because what happens in Costa Rica stays in Costa Rica.
Fair.
Okay. How do we find you? You're streaming, right?
Yeah, I stream every Tuesday. Eventually to become more days. And then I have a Twitter, which I was doing a giveaway on, which I'll probably need to redo it because I didn't meet my goal. But yeah, if you want, I could send you the links right now to everything.
Yeah, send it to me on Discord. I'll put it in the chat and I'll put it in the YouTube description. And if you want tips on growing, just let me know. At one point,
Yeah.
I was like very close to Twitch partner. I was having like 75 average per stream, and then I got a breakup, and then I stopped streaming, and now I'm back down to like 10 people. So this is why we hate men more than anything in the world. Oh wait, sorry, I can't say that because I said I hate men jokingly on another podcast, and so many people got mad at me. So I just have to disclaim that it is a joke. I don't hate men. I just hate all men. I hate them all. This is serious. I want you to know this is the truth. And now I'm going to get hate. It's so nice pissing people off on the internet. Anyway,
That's why we play Flunder, right?
huh?
I said that's why we play Flunder, right?
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Freaking love Slender. Oh my god. Okay. Now, for your stream, what do you normally stream?
Typically it's just Yu-Gi-Oh lately.
Like
I
Master
like
Duel, TCG?
TCG and Master Duel. I stream Master Duel tonight. I've been wanting to do a series where I get to Diamond 1 without barrier statue and Flunder, just to show people it's extremely possible.
Okay.
So I'll probably get around to doing that eventually. Like I might make that series with one of my friends. I have to get all the footage together, send it over to him to edit, and yeah. It'll become something eventually, but yeah, just TCG and Master Duel lately.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Great. And then I have a couple of small questions. Chamber, parlor, or kitchen?
Is it fuck one, marry one, kill one?
No, it's just which one would you pick out of the three?
Chamber, parlor, kitchen. Chamber, I guess. She's probably the best one out of all of them, right?
I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I like parlor. I think she's cute.
Oh! Fair enough. We're going off of,
Yeah, it's
I thought we were saying effects.
Okay, you have proven that you are not a simp. You are a level-headed gentleman. Because
Yeah,
all
I
of
thought we were
us...
just saying the effects. I was like, chambermaid, I guess. It also comes starlight, so that looks pretty cool.
no. No, this is a simp question.
Fair enough. I failed it. I'll still probably just go with chamber.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, if you could randomly bring back one band card, like Snatch Steal was that one random format, what would it be and why?
Painful choice. I want to see the world burn.
Oh man. I did a tournament where like it was people donated to bring cards off the ban list and all the donations went to charity, and then I did a tournament. It was called the Heart of the Card tournament, and also you started the duel with one card in hand. And so basically like we had someone put Painful Choice at 3, and it just like enabled like the most like degenerate combos ever. Like it was such a fun tournament. It was so fun. So, man, I kind of want to do that again.
That's a really cool idea for a tournament. I like that.
You know, maybe I will do that again. I'll do the Heart of the Cards tournament. Because, like, I'm streaming January 2nd, but I have so many people that want to be on the stream that I'm going to do it on January 1st, too. But the problem is a lot of people can do January 2nd, but they can't do January 1st for whatever reason. But maybe I'll do my Heart of the Cards tournament on January 1st. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that does sound like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I will let you know. That'd be cool. Yeah, you guys should totally join my tournament. I'll have, like, good pricing, too. I'll get, like, a Starlight as a prize or something like that.
Do a Starlights now.
Oh, yeah. That would be nice. Dude, I'm telling you, that card is crazy. It's gonna be nuts. Okay? Oh my god, we have to talk about this. Okay, what do you think of Wanderers and Scary Sea?
It's not that good of a card, unfortunately.
Oh my god, it's so good! It's so good! It's so good!
It's sadly only if tier elements were inherent summons, I think it would be better. But it only stops inherent summons, so it's like there's still summoning Kit Kalos, there's still summoning Kaleidoheart, Rikalos, Dragosphelia. Like, I mean, there's still summoning all those cards. All we're gonna stop theoretically is them making like Elf Darksprint or just Nexus. So if it was a different format and tier wasn't a thing, maybe it would be. I know Hanko Chow cited it for his top 4 of the remote YCS forever ago. The one that Pauly won. But other than that, no, I don't think it's that good, sadly.
Yeah, it's very bad against tier, but it's very good against many other decks.
Yeah. Also, sadly, doesn't do anything against Flunder, which you always have to be cognizant is in the meta. So it's like, anytime I'm building my deck, and I'm like, well, can I still play Flunder with this? Or play against Flunder with this, you know? So I always gotta be careful.
Someday, that card is gonna be real good. It's like, I will agree that Dreaming Town is a better card, and you always want to search it. But, like, I have won many games with Scary Sea, because I think that card is very insane. But I've also lost many games because I went for Scary Sea instead of going for Dreaming Town. So yeah. I learned from that. But, yeah.
I think the hierarchy of, like, Flunder cards are, like, Advin's probably the best Flunder spell and trap, then it goes, like, Dreaming Town's, like, second. Because, like, I don't think Flunder would even be remotely playable if it wasn't for Advent. The deck's just got massive consistency because of it, so Advent's just an insane Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Okay. Alright. Well, thank you very much. One more time, do you want to plug yourself?
Yeah, check me out on Twitch. I stream every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm active on Twitter. I'm active on Zodiac Duels, posting out my stream. Come check it out. Come hang out. Definitely be doing a giveaway soon. Probably like 2 Darkwing Blast boxes or whatever the hell you guys want. I don't know. I still have a Switch that I have to get rid of. So maybe one day I'll get rid of it to the stream. I don't really know. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was a blast.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
See ya.